Hello. Okay. Sorry. I don't know if the audio is working on your, or if you guys could hear me, but because I'm trying to test it on my own end, but I can't hear myself or something like that. So just pardon. I'm just trying to fix this up so that make sure everything is going fine. Well, it looks like it's okay now. Okay. So yeah, guys, welcome back. The last stream we did was actually on Fu- yeah, was actually on Flutter. So where we were building our mental health app, which we will continue, but that will be after this stream that we are doing now. But this one is based on SwiftUI, where we are building the bakery app, and so I kind of like looked at the catalog of projects I have. I see that we are kind of like far behind the bakery app, and we haven't done much. So I'm trying to use this opportunity to kind of like speed up the development. I kind of like get some stuff complete, kind of like complete the login and the sign up page, and then we know that we the, the next thing remaining will be working on other pages of the screen, which will be the home screen and the rest of the other ones. Yeah, with that being said, I think the next thing will be let's go ahead and kind of like continue building this up. Um, yeah, and also, guys, before we start coding, please, guys, do hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and share the channel on your social media handles. Let's get more people into this discussion because I want this to be kind of a full discussion. Not only me. I'm still working on bringing people on into the stream so that I can have kind of like a collaborative app building or something like that, collaborative development. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and start working on this. So here we are. Currently right now, if you click on the create account is not working, but the login screen is working, which where we stopped the last time, and this back button is actually working. And so right now, let's go and fix the create account and see what else we need to do. So back to our so let me show you guys what we are actually trying to. Why is this down here? Should be up somewhere here. So if I want to show you guys what we're actually trying to build, that should be. So let's go back. So this is basically the file. What's it called again? The design from Figma. So if you go back, so this is the current page, like what we have here. So if we had to get to the basically if you have to get to the sign up page, that's create account, we have to click here. So if you click on this button, so here we get to this path. So let's go ahead and implement this so we could have that look, because right now if you click over here, nothing is working. So that's what we'll be working on. Sorry. So I can just go ahead and minimize this. Let's see if there's a way you could just leave it side by side. I'm trying to figure that out. I could just leave this way. And yeah, so this up a bit. So go back to there's our auth screen. So you have to create a new file here, Swift view file. That should be Swift UI view, not just Swift file. We're going to call this side further sign up. Sign up screen. So you don't need to add the extension, just go ahead and click that, and there we go. The next will be just to start working on this. You just add the preview so you can see what we are doing side by side for now. Go ahead and minimize this, and I think we could minimize this also. we can have everything big enough for us to see. And yeah, so here we are. Go ahead and start coding this up. And the first thing we will use there, because if you look at the design we got over here, now before that, let's go ahead and correct add that inside our auth. That should be auth landing, which is this. And yeah, so these are auth landing. So you can say when someone clicks on this second button, which is this one, create account, which should be this. So this is the second button. So when someone clicks on that, what we want to do is to get to the function part. I want to kind of like add a callback. So what we want to do is to say next screen, our next screen variable, which is this. We are going to set that to say something to be signing. Let's call that sign up, leave that that way. Next stuff we could do is just to recreate this navigation. And so yeah, leave that this way. And then we change this basically to this where did it go? So that should be sign up screen. Yeah. So you can just copy this over. Or if you still remember the name, you don't need to copy it over. So just replace this with that. Then we want to hide the navigation bar button. We set that to hidden, and change the tag to be the same with the text we have here. But we want to kind of like dynamically kind of like show the screen when the button is clicked on. And the selection variable should be next screen, which should be this. So this will be what we kind of like toggle this on or hide it. So show this or hide this. That depends on this variable here. So this variable has a test of login, so it should show us login screen. But if it has a test of sign up, it should basically shows the sign up screen, and that's basically what this is doing. Go ahead and save this and resume. So let's test this out. So if you want to test this, basically you have to kind of like click over here, kind of display button at the top. It will work at the same way if you are kind of like launching the app on your simulator. So that's basically what this will actually be. That's called live preview, something like that. And I go back here. Let's click on this button, and there we go. So we are here in our sign up screen. So you see how it looks. That's basically what we are seeing here. Let's go back, click on this. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and build this to resemble to get this. So we want to get to this end. We could just do that now. Just give me a second. Let me just okay. And so the first thing we need to do is to basically make this to be, where are we? Okay, yeah, this is a sign up screen. So we're going to make this the parents view should basically be a stack view. So view stack, vertical stack view, basically a column. If you are coming from Flutter, so you call that column. So view stack. And inside there, we want to have this stuff. What is it again? We want to have this. This at the top here. So we could add that. Basically, the best way to add that is to say add that using our toolbar over here. So right here, still in this, add a modifier to this view. So the modifier we are going to add, we're going to say dot toolbar, target the toolbar, and then the toolbar has a content, which is the view. So that's what we're going to do. Inside there, we're going to create our navigation title bar, something like that. So we're going to use another view called toolbar item group. So this. So we want this to be placed. Before we do that, let's see how this stuff is going to be placed. We could actually go ahead and borrow that button, that stuff from here. So the button, we can borrow this button, the circular button we have. Go ahead and borrow this. So paste that in here. So we're getting some errors. We need to fix this. So we're saying click me. We have this test. So let's go ahead and borrow that too. I think it would have made sense if we kind of like made this a reusable view instead of like recopying it over and over again. But yeah, as I think that would make more sense. Then I paste this here, and so this error should go away. So we shouldn't have this, but right now we have this one. So we could fix that also by saying, let's go and borrow that too. Borrow the logic. To paste the logic right in here and go ahead and save that. So this error should actually disappear too. And with that, next stuff we could do, so right now we have this. Let's go ahead and resume this. So you can see that showing up here. Let's see. Okay. So you have a test. The test view here. Let's see what's actually happening here, because we couldn't see anything. So I'll just test in there. Let's add a dummy test in there so that something will show up here. Save that. Right here in our toolbar, so right now in our toolbar, we can see that not this stuff we added there is not showing up. Something must have been wrong for us not to see that. Let's kind of like debug our code and see what we are doing wrong. So you have our image, which is basically chevron backward. Height is 50. I don't want that to be that much. Just reduce that to 45 for the height. And the alignment, set that to center. That's okay. The color, border color, and overlay, circle or stroke, color, border color style. Yeah, that was okay. Button style, we still added that. Frame width, set that to the same width we have there. Corner radius, we keep that to 25. With that being added, let's go ahead and add a test. Let me see. So because that's kind of strange. Let me see. So let's see. Okay, let me just run this on our simulator, because this odd. That should actually be showing up. Somehow we are not getting anything. Let's see how that looks here. See if we are getting the same error or issue. Actually, it's showing up here, but we can't actually see that here. That's quite strange. That's not so we can see that in our simulator, right? It's showing up right here, but in our preview here, we can't see anything. If we do this, so nothing is actually showing up. Um, Looks like we have to use our head to work on this right now. 'Cause- okay, let's go ahead and kind of like so what we'll be doing now for this section, for this part, we kind of like be running our app to be seeing how it looks here, but that's kind of tedious. So we should be able to see this here. Um, so application by button hidden. Try to make sure that's not we did nothing. That's kind of hiding it in our preview. Um, so okay, let's go ahead and do it the way we kind of like talked about. So we kind of like previewing it for here right now until we are done with the toolbar section, and then we could another other stuff will be adding. I think that those will be displaying here because this is showing up. So with that being said, let's go ahead and say because the test we want should be the same as the test we have here, which says bakery paradise. This test, I could just go ahead and copy this, the whole test, copy that, and paste that in here. Then that will help us to speed up some stuff. And then we go frame width. That's just fonts, yeah, and that's bold. Font size is 40. Could just leave that way. I could just have spacer. Give it a space between both of them. If you go ahead and save this and restart our app, okay, so this is it, but we couldn't see the test. Looks like the test is being kind of like shifted out of the screen. Um, so how do we fix that issue right now? One way to fix that, the issue is basically use what we call placement right here. Yeah, so there's something here we could use. So placement of the children, we say dot navigation bar leading. So we have to use that and go ahead and remove this part. We don't need that. But we already have the content, which is this part is the content, so we don't need that content section. Let's go ahead and rebuild this again and see what we have. So go ahead and click on this, and there we go. So we have that. And if you look at what we have here, so that's looking nice. So we have, yeah, the button, the back button. We have the header test. And, yeah, we are good to go. The next will be to start creating these sections right here. Let me see. So let's go ahead and do that. I think there's a way we can just minimize this. Right here inside our view stack, you can just start adding stuff in here. Go ahead and remove this, and remove that. We replace that with test, and the test will be just going to say create account, and it's the same test that we use here. So we'll copy this. Instead of saying welcome back, just say I should say create account, create. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Go ahead and add that. Okay, so you can see that added right here. Create account. Yeah, we're good. So the next will be to add this sign up test right here. Let's go ahead and do that. So below this, we are going to add another test, which we get from here. This second test, yeah, just use this. Basically right here, go ahead and add that. So that will be test login dot continue. We have this. So that's how everything looks for now. And okay, let's see what else we need to add. So right now can go ahead and start adding our text input field. I'm going to use group to group them. And right in here, before we do that, so we want this not to be centered. We want this to start from the beginning right here. For the vstack, we are going to tell the vstack to align its children. So let's use that. Go ahead and remove all this. Set it to align its children from the leading, so the beginning alignment. Go ahead and save that. So we want the alignment to be from the beginning. Let's go ahead and add. Let's see what else we need to add in here. So I said we're going to add a test field. The two test fields we have right here, this and this. But not only this, because if you look at the design, we also have this telephone number inputs. But let's go add this and this for now. So how to do that will basically be, I think we have something there. We just copy this over and yeah, paste that in what we have here. So there we go. I could see that. So everything is aligned to the left hand side, no longer in the center, but the left hand side. There we could see the email and password section, which if you look here, see the same email, password, but in between this and this should be a telephone number, which we are going to go ahead and add. Let's see. So we are going to create a new component inside our component folder, and I'm going to call this file. It's going to be a Swift view. I'm going to call it phone number. So phone number test field. So we have the phone number test field. So that's what we want. Go ahead and create that component. Right here, we just go ahead and start building it how we want that to look. So we want something that looks exactly like this. Understand? You click on this, you have suggested country code you could just pick. So that's what we're trying to add right now. So the phone number section, the components, in there, we are going to say have a vstack. So that should be a vstack. And inside the vstack, we're going to still use placement, children placement to the alignment, and then remove all this. This one. Also just leading, leave it that way. And in there, the first stuff you're going to have a test. Test is going to say password. So not password, but it's going to say telephone. So that should be telephone number. And under it, we are going to say okay, dot padding, and we're going to use edge insert. Yeah. So in there, remember we have the top, leading, bottom, trailing. So we're going to add that, but we want the top to be 0.0, want the leading to be 22, because everything has a space of 22 from the left. And next we want, let's see, so leading 22.0. Bottom we could just say 0.0, and then next one will be trailing. We'll just say 22.0. I think that should be it. So that's the test. So let's go ahead and add, okay, under there, we're going to add a Z-stack view. So these are Z-stack. Inside Z-stack, we're going to have a horizontal stack. I have a horizontal task right here. Stack. Inside the horizontal stack, we're going to have our a test and then a test field inside it. For now, let's kind of like add a test field first. So we're going to add a test field. So the test right now is going to have this number we added here. So, but not exactly this number. I'm going to use the number in my location here. So location based number. So the phone number, the kind of phone number we use here. So that's what I'm going to use in place of that number. Let's say our number. So we start from 050 space. The so let's say, I think that's it. So there should be 4, right? Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and style the text field, and the text field is going to have a padding, and under there we're going to have a corner radius. The corner radius is going to be 10, and foreground color. So let's just add any color for now. So let's say gray. So that should be dots. So next one, so dots. On tap. So I have the on tap gesture, and we are going to have an animation with that. So for now, we're going to just add a dummy stuff like this. Let's see if we are going to. What is missing? Okay, binding test. So we have to add a binding test to this. So I'm going to say test, and binding test. I'm going to create a binding right here. Not a binding, but a state. Add state. Add state variable. Var. So we create a test called that phone number. Phone number, and I'm going to say type string equals to empty for now. So that's going to be empty. Yeah, set that to be empty for now. So we are going to use that as our binding here, like this. So say phone number. Resume to see how our test input look. Let's see. So we're having an error. Where's that coming from? Okay, yeah. So there we go. So you can see that. If you look close, you see we have our phone number showing up, which is basically what we are looking for. That was good. So let's go ahead and style this so it could look like what we have right here. So let's go and style it to look to this. Go ahead and so next will be, so right here we have a horizontal stack where we have a test field in it. So on the top of the test field, we want to add a test that will be positioned right here, and we could just say the test. We are going to create a state variable. We call that country code as state var country. No, what did I do? So country code. You could actually kind of like give it a type at the moment, or you could just allow it to infer its type. So for this one, I'm going to just say allow it to infer its type. Still the same thing as doing this. The only difference is that we are saying that we are specifying the type, right? But here we are saying we want you to infer the type to be a string. So whenever this is inferred to be a string, we cannot just go and assign it to be a number. So this is basically a string at the moment. So you're going to go ahead and use that. You're going to say in here country code dot it's empty. If that is true, we want to add a flag here. For now, we're going to add in a country flag, but I'm going to copy something over a country with its code that I just saw somewhere. So this should be it. Add this here. But if you are thinking of, if you are wondering how I got this code, so this got a emoji, something like that. So in Swift, you can actually use an emoji as a string, and it will kind of like be displayed immediately. If you are to test that out, open up your browser and go straight to emoji this website. So it's called Emojipedia, something like that. Accept cookies. You can just accept the cookies, and we could just look for flag, search for flags. Mm, Come on, sure. Why is it taking time? Come on, it's taking time to kind of like show up or do something. So let's see. Okay, yeah. So you can see different flags. So this is Australia flag. So there we go. So this is Australia flag, which is basically what we are using. You just copy this. If you copy that and go ahead and paste that in here, Control V, you see that's added the same flag we did. So that's how you add an emoji or Unicode character, because they are called also Unicode character or emoji. Basically, they're the same stuff. So just paste that in here, and the country and the phone number code for Australia is +61. So just leave that like this. But let's go and delete this. So we already have one. So we have an else statement. So we say else if this is not empty, we want to kind of like append a country code. So we have to do string interpolation. So string interpolation in Swift, this is how you do string interpolation. Country code dot um we create another variable here, we call that country flag. So as state var country flag is equals to an empty string. So we want a flag first, so country flag plus the next we want is the code itself, and we could just say country code, and then minimize this and go ahead and save that. And for now, we won't be seeing anything showing up for now. So if you look at the design, maybe I'll reuse this. Let me see. So it should actually show these two tests, these two stuff should actually be showing up here. But looks like our stuff is having an issue. Let's go ahead and try that. Okay, yeah, there we go. So if you look, you can see we have the test showing up right here. We are getting somewhere. And so with that being added, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and continue what we're doing. So the test view, widget view, we're going to say the size using frame, and the width is going to be 80, and the height is going to be 60, and the alignment is going to be just remove that. The next we are going to say dot, add a corner radius. So we are starting this. So the corner radius, let's say that should be around 10. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So after that is add-on. Let's go add a foreground color. Say dot foreground color, and say for the foreground color, if country code is empty, we use a secondary color. If not, we use black color. So let's try that. That is empty. If that's true, that's a secondary color. Else, we are going to use dot black. Go ahead and see that. So you see that. So it's using this because it's not empty. So right after that, we could just add a tab gesture. But that tab gesture, we want to use that for animation. So the animation we for now we just leave that for now, because the animation is basically what we kind of like show up a bottom sheet here. The animation will help us to show a bottom sheet here that will pop up whenever we tap on this. So that's what the animation will be doing. So we just leave that and go ahead and keep on starting the other stuff, other part of our test field. So right here in our Z stack, so I have this. So in our Z stack, under it, so we want to add a rounded. So this is horizontal stack, Z stack. So yeah, that's kind of confusing. Just always have to tap on this to see where you are at the moment, and tap to see where you want to add your code. So it's a rounded rectangle, and in there we want to set the corner radius to be 10, add a stroke, so it filled everything up. So that's all we want. Dot, we say the stroke, so the stroke, we have the style and line width, so we go that way. So style, we are going to use a color of our border color. So in there, remember our border color, that's called border color. Yeah. And line width, we are going to say set that to be 1. And there we go. Let me see. Yeah, so there it is. But it's kind of like taking the full screen. That's not what we want. We don't want it to take the full screen. So let's go ahead and reduce it. So to reduce the size, we're going to tap to what we call frame. Use the frame modifier on it. So we are going to set the height. We are going to set the width to take the full width of this current space on the screen. I'm going to say dot, not dot. You use UI screen dot main dot bound dot width. So that would help us to stretch this to take the full width of the screen. Next one will be the height property. So you can set the height to be 60. We could just say that should be max height, and we have max width. Go ahead and the alignment. Go ahead and remove this. I don't need it. Come on, what did I do? Remove the alignment. So we have this frame. We have the max width, and which takes this, and max. Okay, made a mistake here. So this monitor, yeah, max height. So now you see it's been reduced, so it's no longer taking the full size of the screen, but it kind of like been reduced to this width and height we specified, because say that we want the width to take the remaining width on the horizontal axis, then the height should be shrinked to be 60 pixels, maximum of 60 pixels. And next we are going to add a padding. Let's say dot padding, say edge insect, and for this we're going to say top. The top is going to be 0.0, and the leading we are going to say 22.0, and the bottom 0.0, and trailing should be 22.0, and there we go. So we have the space here, we have the space here, and we could actually do the same for let me see. Yeah, we could do the same for our horizontal stack here. So I could push this inside this overlay right there. So this is our horizontal stack. Use the padding modifier. So padding, we're going to set the edge insect, and in there we're going to say top. The top should be 0.0. We have the leading property. We'll set the leading property to be 22.0, and the bottom will be the same with the top, so that should be 0.0, and the trailing, which is that should be at this end somewhere there. Basically the same padding we use here. I could have just copied this and just paste it here instead of redoing this whole thing ever again. So 22.0, and there we go. So it's moved it in here instead of being outside. And there we go, and everything is in the same alignment. So yeah, that's it. So let's see if there's something we need to add. Yeah, so if you look at this, we have this icon, this drop down icon. We could add that. Let's go ahead and add a drop down icon, and we're going to use image. We are going to use image view to add that. Say system name, the system name, and we're going to have a state variable here that helps us with the toggling state. We call that toggle chevron. And there we go. That should be set that should be boolean. Set that to be equal to starter being false. And we could go ahead over here, say toggle chevron. If that is true, if the toggle chevron is true, you could just say we want to show this icon. So if you want to access an icon on iOS, so that's what we call system symbol. So this is it. So open this up. So we are looking for this particular icon. We want this drop down icon, and that's called chevron. So you can just say chevron. What just happened? So yeah, so scroll down. Let's see the one we want to use. So we want to use the chevron down. So copy the name, and in here in our code we're going to use that here. I'm going to say else. If this is false, we want to use chevron. Okay, you're going to put the same. So this should be chevron down. Why this should be chevron up? So yeah, fix that. Let's see if we have an issue. So why is this complaining? So it shouldn't be actually complaining, but it's kind of telling us we have an error. Trying to see where that is. Okay. That kind of disappeared already. So I think the next thing we could actually do, so right now we just kind of like finish adding the, what's it called, our chevron icon. Try this again, and that's basically showing off screen, off points. So it's kind of positioned right here, but we don't want it to be positioned right here. We can just want it to be positioned somewhere right here. And so let's go ahead and implement that, make that possible. And how do we do that? We could just use this modifier called resizable on our image, so I could resize it also. Okay, that makes it too big. And we use dot frame property, and we are going to say we want the width to be 0.0. No, the width to be 10, not 0.0. We want the height to be 6.0, and alignment, we don't need that. Close that off. And there we go. See, that's too small, but we need to move it to this extreme. So just use offset for that. The reason why we're using offset basically we have this tag. We use offset to position stuff in this tag. I think that's the easiest way and best way to do that. And so let's say for now we could just say we have minus 1 3 1.0, and on the y-axis we could just say 0.0 for now. Let's see how that looks. There we go. So that's basically positioned right there where we want it, which if you look, you see, is the same way. And yeah, that makes sense. So we're good to go for now. The next stuff is right now I want whenever you tap on this, we could actually see something being showed up right here. And we could create that. We need to create that widget, and that view components. We are going to call that, country code. So that should be called country. That should be country code. Oh no. That's the wrong place we need it. So go to SwiftUI view. That's the name here. Go ahead and save that. And it creates a view for us, yeah, and a preview. Just go ahead and start making use of this. And first of all, what we could do, I'm going to copy something over, kind of a list, an array with a map. So that should be under here. Let's see, yeah, we can just paste it in here. So there we go. So this list here contains we just hard coded. I got this from online, so it's a hard coded country code with the country as the key and the code as the value. So every country, and all of them has an initial. It starts with the country initial, not the full country name, and you have the code at the back. So that's how everything is being aligned here. So we just added that as a list like this. So that's it for now. So we can just go inside here and start coding stuff up that will help us to reduce that. And yeah, I'm going to wrap this with geometry reader, and we could just say just want to go through a list and kind of like show something inside the list, populate the list. I think yeah, that's what we have to do here. We just write that down. So I will show you. That will be in list. So we are going to use this country dictionary. Say self dot country dictionary, or we could actually remove the self keyword there because we already know that this is inside our descent file. Just remove that. If you want, you can add that there. So just say dot sorted. So sorted by. So let's see, sorted by. Um, okay, let's have that. So say comma ID. So the ID is going to be the key. So ID slash dot key. So key of the elements in here as ID, and we're going to say inside a content view using the key property, get hold of the key comma a value of the item. So you're going to be key value per key value. So do that way. Loop through it, and then display. Want to go ahead and display a horizontal stack. The horizontal stack inside the list that will be showed up here. And in there, we're going to have a text and this slash. So we have self dot. So we are going to say self dot flag. But you need to create that function. So a function that will help us to kind of like display the flag, and also a function that will help us to display the country name. So let's under here create the two function. So we're going to say fun a statement called flag, and in here is going to accept a parameter called country. Use that to this, and the type is a string, and it's going to return. Basically, the return type is going to be a string because we want to return a text, which is the country flag that was imputed here, and we're going to say so alpha let base shall be UI int of type. So again, we are going to create an integer of type 32 bits. UI they're saying equals to this 127397. Yeah, 127397. So under it, we're going to say var flag, assign that to be an empty string, and under that we're going to use a for loop to loop through country Unicode in country, which is the parameter added. I just say UI. So this is a string. So Unicode scalars. The string value represented as a collection of Unicode scalar values. So use that. In there, I'm going to say flag dot Unicode scalar dot append. So append, we are going to say UI. So we're going to say Unicode scalar. Create a new Unicode scalar using the base as this. Base dot v, which is the variable we are using to loop through this country dot Unicode scalar. V dot is value. We are adding it with this integer here. So once that is done, we're going to return. Go ahead and return a flag. Use a return statement to return a flag. Let's see. So we have an error that we need to fix. It says, okay, so this is where the error is coming from. So v in country dot Unicode scalars, okay, and we are looping through it, and we are getting access to this flag, which is a test, async dot Unicode scalars, dot append UI Unicode scalar with a base, this as a base, base plus v dot value, and okay, see to focus on that. Yeah, okay. So basically, it looks like this is okay. This is an optional variable. This returns an optional variable. Understand? And we kind of like have to force unwrap it to be able to fix the error we are having right here. So we are going to use this right here. In here, we are going to say self dot flag. We're passing a country. So we're going to say the country property is going to be the key, which is basically this. And we're getting that from this variable here, key. We are using to loop through the country dictionary, which is a list. So the key, we help us to create a test. And then in there, we are going to have another test. For now, let's just test this at first. And there we go. So we can see that. So we have, right now, we are currently displaying a Unicode character, a Unicode in form of flags, right? So that's what this stuff test is helping us to display in a horizontal form with this function right here. That's helping us to kind of like map out our Unicode character by using some kind of like combination of logic to do that. And this basically our list we have with our country flag paired with the country code right there. So next will be the country name. We are going to add that right here, and we have a test right here. Let's say self. So we're going to create another function that's going to help us to get a country name of each the full form country name. We're going to say country name right there, and as a parameter which we call country code like that, and is of type string, which returns a string. And inside the body we say let current. It's a variable called current. So we are going to tap into a localization based on local. It's a new local object with identifier. So it has a parameter called identifier. So we are going to use English -USA, like that, English underscore USA. And next line, we are going to return current, the variable dot localized string. So I'm going to return a localized string based on the location of the user. So I'm going to say for region code. So there's a property called for region code. And we're going to say pass the country code in there. See. going to say save string interpolation right there. So save plus country name, passing the value as a country. The country name will be key, yeah, not the value. But the value is the country code itself, so passing the key. And yeah, and we're going to say if this is empty. So if this is empty, we are going to return the key like that. Let's see. So having some errors being shown here. So let's fix this first one here. Let's see what we are currently doing wrong here. So you have let current equals to local identifier, which is English underscore US. So let's say the current dot localized string. Alright. So we have this parameter here, say for region code. We are passing in the we are passing in the country code from here, right? So it says value is optional. So I can go ahead and force unwrap that. Force unwrap it. So right here we are having so just go ahead and remove this. Okay, yeah, so there we go. So we have the country names and the flag beside it right now. So that's working perfectly good. Let's see what else we need to add. So we have to add another test. So use a spacer here. On this, we're going to have a test view. Inside the test view, I'm going to create, let's say, in there, I'm going to use string interpolation to create the country code of these countries right here. So I'm going to say plus, using a string interpolation slash, say value. So dot add a foreground color. We're going to set the color to the secondary color, and there we go. So we have this like this plus 376 plus 971 and so on. So there we go. We could just preview this live preview and scroll through it. So there's a whole lot of them. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. So next one, let's see if there's something else. Okay. Let's go ahead and correct. Decorate this. We're going to use a background on it. So we're going to say color dot white, and under it, just put this down like this so it will be easy. So we're going to say dot the font property. So the font color we want to use, go ahead and use our own fonts. So we can just say fonts dot custom. It's custom. Let's see. So use custom font, which has a name. So the name will be the font we have right here. So you could use inter regular for the font. So say inter dash regular. I think that makes sense. Yeah. But let's see how that looks first. So let's add a size. So you could just say the font size should be around 15.0. Let's see how that looks. So there's a look of it. I think the size is okay for me. And so next one, we target the untap to untap direction and to pass in some set some parameters we're going to create here. So the top here we're going to say add binding variable country code, which will be of type string. Okay, and the next add binding, which we are going to call is say var this country flag, which is still going to be a string. And the next add binding other variable, that's going to be y. CG float. Because one will be able to pass in data from here to any other parent view that's going to be using it. So pass it. So basically, passing value up to the parents hierarchy or to the next parent that's gonna like enclose it or use it, something like that. By name we say var toggle chevron, and that's going to be a boolean. And there we go. And let's see. So yeah, and right here on our untap JSON, we could set those stuff up there. We just say self dot country code is equals to value, and we say self dot country flag is equals to self dot flag, passing the key, and we have self dot toggle chevron, set that to false, and next will be with animation, and inside with animation I'm going to say self dot y. This will help us to kind of like reduce the height, kind of like set the height or something like that for our height of this stuff, because we don't want this to start up being open to the users. So set y equals 150, and then next will be to go ahead and style we'll start the list view itself. So I'm going to say padding dot bottom. We add padding to the bottom, and dot frame. So say frame, we're going to use geo dot size dot width, which is cutting from here, and width property, I'm going to say full width. The height, we're going to set that to be 600, and alignment, we don't need an alignment here. And the next stuff we are going to say set the position dot position, and the position we are going to say on the x-axis, which is around this line. So you could just use geo dot frame in dot global then the mid x, minimum x, and y. See it as geo, gotten from the geometry editor dot frame in dot global dot max y minus minus um minus 150 and save that. um okay, see if there's something else we need to go ahead and fix up. I don't think so. um okay, yeah, the preview, so we're going to use a constant, so add a constant here, so that because of this variable we added here, so we have to kind of like init here, init them. So we're going to say country code, all of them. So we're going to see this dot constant, set that to be say USA, and then this flag is constant. We're going to say USA and Y. Just stop having those error. Just set that to 0.0, and lastly the toggle, we can just set that to false. False. And that's it. Save that. And we don't have any more errors. Let's make sure of that. And there we go. So the height is reduced. So this is what we want. So we go ahead and start using that in a sign up screen, whereby in our sign up screen, we're going to use that after, no, we are going to use that, add that in our phone number test field. So that will be added inside our phone test field, because we want in a way that when you click on this, when you tap on this, so it will give you that selection up here, a bottom sheet that you can use to select the country code, and then you can add a phone number that you want. And yeah, we could have this sign right here showing up. So let's go ahead and do that. So right here we are, and so phone number test field, which we created right here, similar to what we have here. And so whenever you tap on this, so we are going to say this test field, no, this one. So we're going to have untapped gesture there, untapped gesture, and inside the untapped gesture, we are going to use with animation, and we're going to set a variable that we're going to create here, which we are going to call the y at state bar, called y, to help us kind of like show and hide the height of the bottom sheet that is going to show up here. So we say y is of type CG float, or you could just forget about the type and just assign it to a boolean. So we're going to say 150.0, and what is this showing? Okay, we could go over here in the animation part right here as self dot y y is equals to 0, and now I could set the toggle chevron dot toggle down to help us toggle this chevron icon up and down. And should save, save this. So we have an issue right now. So S is not in scope. So let's build this. I don't know what it's saying. Saying that SE. I think it's gonna confuse a bit with the self keyword, something like that. Um, so after that, we need to kind of like add our country code which we created right here. So we call that country code. So copy that over right here. So add a country code right here. And we could just say fix all the parameters. And so for these parameters, we need to go over here, make our life easy. We're gonna copy most of what we created here. If we haven't already added it here, okay, we added it. So I think we go ahead and assign this to be use the state country code, and this go ahead and use country flag, and this next one go ahead and use Y, and the last one go ahead and use the toggle chevron, and there we go. Set the offset on it. Let's say offset the Y to target the Y side of it. We could just set the S also to be 0.0, but we just want to target the Y side. So go ahead and save that. Review this. Let's test this out. Hopefully we get this working at our first try. Let's see. Okay, live preview. I'm gonna tap on this, and there we go. It shows up. Tap on that again. Select this. It goes off. Tap. It shows up. Select this. Select any of this. It goes down. So we kind of like need to move this a bit to this end. So let's move the image. So this is it. So let's say hit play. So let's say 93. Three. Okay, one more. Say 108. That would do. Okay, we could just leave it that way. Let's try this again. Tap on this, it comes up. Select any stuff you want to select. Tap, it goes off. Yep, that's working fine. Let's tidy up most of this stuff. Let's tidy up some stuff here. Let me see. See that frame. So max width. Can we make that max width? Set the max width to be UI screen. Main. Bounds. Dots. Width. And we have another property. It should be max minimum height. So set the mean height. And that should be minimum height. That should be 60.0. And then we have max height. Set that to 80.0. And again, add padding. Padding. Target the top, dot top. comma 30, 30.0. No, not 300, it should be 30.0. And let's go ahead and save this and try this out. Um, so we're going to move this, take our phone number field, and add that in our sign up screen. That should be in between these two input field that we have here. So in between these two, to have this, let's see, and there we go. So you can see that showing up. So that makes sense. Let's see. Yeah. Let's go ahead and tap on this to see if it works here. Go ahead and tap on that. So it shows, but it's too small. Close that off. Let's see what we need to fix. So for our phone number test field, I'm still having some issues right there. Um, let's see. That's right, so go here. Now sign up screen. Okay. Let's see. So we have a test. Um, so I have a test right here. Added that. There is this stack. So as this stack have a um horizontal stack and have a test of its own as is that a shard and a corner radius on it, foreground color, untap gesture with animation, and there under it you have a text field and a padding frame. Okay, let's see. So should have foreground color. Okay, I think there's some stuff we need to fix here in our text field that we didn't add. So remove this untap gesture from it. We don't need it on our text field, but we're going to add a keyboard type. Dot keyboard type. The keyboard type is going to be phone number, phone pad, and frame. The frame. So for the frame width, we're going to set a say max width right here. Okay, guys, we want the width to be basically the maximum width to be basically width of on the horizontal axis. Go ahead and use UI screen. Let me see, do we need this? Okay, dot main dot bounds dot width, and the same we have max height, minimum height, min height, and is the same stuff we did here. Let me see. And yeah, minimum height will be 60.0 and remove the alignment. And the max height will be the same. Hopefully that doesn't cause an error. Okay, let's see that in a side now page, see how that looks. Okay, so back to our phone number um, page, because the country code selection is no longer showing up, which is basically not what we want. We want that to be showing up. Um, Thinking of how to fix that, what we need to do on that. Let's see here. Okay, guys, you can actually give me a suggestion on this. So I have a max, the image system. That's not where the error, the issue will be coming from. But let's go over to the country code, where we kind of like defined it, the file. So we use geometry reader on it. We have geometry reader. Okay, set the background color to white, right? Font size will be set and on tab gesture with animation, y axis, and the frame. We use the frame to increase the height, position, and we use the position to set the position we want it to be on. Let's see. Save that. Okay, try that on the phone number. Here, it should be here. Okay, we could just try that on the sign up screen. Okay. I think one more thing we could do, we could just set a Z index on it. I think that would make sense. So it will be on top of every other view in our sign up view. So Z index, plus any value is okay since it will, that's only one with the Z index here. We run that. So click on that again. And there we go. So you have it on top of every other single stuff there. Go ahead and select. See the selection. Select. See the animation going on. There we go. Well, this is kind of like we need to push this a bit far away from this side of it. So I think we could do that by coming over here. That's the um, that's from our test view. So in here we could see that working perfectly okay. Or if you go right here in a sign up page, okay, it shows up. Okay, okay, I see. So when you start selecting stuff, okay, so you could just go back to phone number. Here we are. So I'm saying width is 80. You could just use this variable, which is minimum width, min width 80, max width, let's say 0, um, min height, so minimum height 60, max height just to be same 60, no, 60. So let's see, min width, max width, min height, max height. So why is this showing an error? Okay, okay. So we missed a comma. Okay, we have to push this a bit. Space that out again. Tap on that. Set that to this. We need to push this a bit. Okay, guys, I'm trying to kind of like get this the UI to kind of like look the way we want it to look before we move over to the other part of the sign up screen. And we could just say push. So this should actually start from the beginning, not from here. Let me see. So this is to come on. So this is to 90. And move the image a bit. And move this closer right here so it doesn't start off from there. And let me see. Okay, that makes sense. So we have to use the edge insect right here. I'm going to set the top to 0.0. I'm leading to 10.0. Bottom 0.0. Trading 10.0. So go ahead and see how that looks. Do that. Okay, let's see. Okay. That's too much. Okay. That makes sense. So we just leave it this way and start off like this. Test this one more time in our sign up page. I think we are good to go. Okay. And that's it. So the next one we need to add, the next stuff we need to add right now is just to add so we added our password, added our email, added this create account right there at the top. And so the next should be this test right here, and then have this the button and the already so the final test. So let's go ahead and do that. um so it's still in this group, the group we have here, still inside the group. Go ahead in there and create a go to create a vertical stack. I'm going to create a test. So the test is going to say so we have a vertical stack that has a horizontal. So this all this in the horizontal stack. So let's say now the test we don't choose. So we have a horizontal stack in there. On the first one, we're going to have a color. Add this color right there, these small dots as a color. I'm going to say the color should be. I'm going to use our light. So yeah, so that should light test color. So that's the color we are going to use there. There we have this frame. So give it a size that's too small like that, a dot size. So we're going to say frame. We have max width. Inside the max width, we're going to give it a 12.0. We're going to just copy some stuff over so that we can just speed also coding. So we have corner radius. The corner radius I'm going to make it 10.0. See if that shows up. Okay, there we go. Next we could do we add a test under it. So after the dot, we have a test next to it. So I have this test, and inside the test, we're going to have this first word that say at least 8 characters. So our password should be at least 8 characters. Say at least 8 um, characters. 8 characters. Yeah. We have dots font. So target a font. I'm going to use the font class dot custom. I could just use this dot custom like this, and the text we are going to use is going to be intermediate. So let's copy the name of the test. Next we're going to do is just dot foreground color. I'm going to use a color to create a new color. There, still use the same color. Use the same color for the text. I'm going to copy this once more. Copy that, paste that. So we could have these two. And the next one, we're going to have the test that says include. Um, so there we go. So we have this include test right there. Finally, what we have to do is so in the V stack, we are going to use a padding on it, dot padding. And we're still going to use the edge. Let's see if you use a similar padding here. So basically this. So we have to add a padding from this side to be in the same alignment with its other siblings. So we say top, we could just a 14.0, and leading, that should be 22. And the bottom 0.0 trading should still be 22. There we go. Next, I think one more thing we could do is to use the alignment to make everything start from the beginning right there. So this stack, we're going to say alignment. The database, we don't need that. We are just targeting the alignment property, the leading, and there we go. So you see that fixed. So everything is starting from the beginning and aligned together. So with that be added, let's see what another stuff we need to add. So we can add this terms and agreement and policy test there, and we could get that from our login screen. We already did something similar, so just go ahead and copy this. So we have let's see, group, yeah, under the group. So this is where the group ends. So have this terms and condition, which goes off here, so you can see that. So there we go. And the next we need to add is to add the two buttons. We need to add this button, and again we need to also add. So we need to also add. Come on, why is it not going back? So we also need to add is login with Google and login with Facebook buttons, and let's go back over here. So first, I can go over and copy. Remember, we always get this. Is we already have this right here. We just go over and copy that over and use that right here. Right here, and that should be under this. Paste that, and under there, under that, we add our social buttons. Just go over and copy that. Let's see. Copy of our social buttons and add that below the auth button. There we go. And that is increasing the height of this, which is basically not what we need because we're no longer seeing what we are adding right now. And finally, let's add um, our test right here, this test. And so we just copy that text over. That should be under here, paste that. So you can have the test showing up. Yeah, but right now this is kind of like closing on everything, so we couldn't see what we are doing. So we need to kind of like reduce the height of this bottom sheet that's kind of like popping up here. So we could just reduce the height of that by heading over to a number field right here, and Okay, guys, so it looks like my stream just went off for a moment. I just had to get that on. Let me see. So where do we start? Um, I guess we are having some issues that we're trying to fix right here. Okay, let's try that in our sign up screen. Okay, let's do that in our simulator. Looks like so. There we go. Okay, that's showing up here, and we don't want it to show up at all. So go ahead and tap on this, pops up. So we just want this to hide entirely. So because right now if you tap on this, it pops off and almost covers everything. And but we don't want it to look like that. So we want it to be hidden. So only when we tap on it, it shows up with the height. Yeah. So just see where we need to fix that issue. Let's say okay. So then we need to take the full screen as about 1001. Let's say maybe we could get it when this is clicked on before the animation. But let's try this first. Close that off. Then phone test number field. Let's try that. Okay, it's no longer showing up. But that's not what we want. We want it to show up, but not so much. I think we can reduce it a lot. Go back to phone test field right here and test that one more time. Okay, that's still not showing up. Let's see. Um, I think this will show. Come on. Tap on that. Okay, but if you run that, go over to the sign up screen. So it shows up immediately, which is not what we need because we want it to be hidden. Okay, let's try and see if toggle is false. Let's try and use that. If toggle is true, do this. Else, if toggle is false, set it to 0.0. Okay, let's see that. That looks like okay. I know that wouldn't work. That wouldn't make any sense. Let's see. So we have to just remove the toggle for kind of like if statement and try something like say okay, try that. Okay, there should be a number phone number test field. Okay, that shows up this way. On our sign up page, let's see. Okay, it has itself. Let's see how that shows on our simulator. Okay, yeah. So finally, guys, we got this working. So you scroll up, scroll down, tap on this. So it's kind of hidden. So that's what we are trying to get. So we want it to be hidden. So basically, what we are doing, we are just reducing the height, the position. Basically not the height, the position of it. We reduce it down below because over here we are making changes to the y position of of these um, of this list, the whole list pattern. So we're positioning it down, moving it down below the end of the screen, bottom of our screen, so we can't see it until we kind of like places this button and it will pop up and show us. So that's basically what we are doing. And then if you tap here, it closes. But if I'm to kind of like, if we are to test this on a smaller device, let's try iPhone 8 Plus. I hope that works. So I'm going to test it on an iPhone 8 Plus app. is it? Okay, there we go. So there are some changes we have to actually make because if you look, our UI is not kind of like responsive at the moment because it's not working on iPhone 8 Plus. So let's see how this looks on iPhone. So let's open this on iPhone 12 and 11. So on iPhone 12, where is it? Where is it? Okay, so iPhone 12. So just want this to kind of like finish. So preparing iPhone simulator for previews. Um, let's see. So we still need to wait for that to just finish up. Okay, so this is taking some time. So this is iPhone 12, so not bad, not bad. Um, okay, but we need to make some fixes. So most of these hard coded values we could kind of make it to be responsive by using, like, let's say right here, um, sign up screen. So most of these padding, height, so we could make use of this UI or geometry view to wrap this, and then use that to kind of like position stuff so that it could on different scales, so it could kind of like position itself and rearrange itself whenever it's on smaller device or bigger device. It's kind of like something like that. So we have either you wrap this whole stuff with the geometry leader, or you could just use UI screen on mean and bounds and kind of like use something similar to this, understand, on different places you have coded stuff so that you could have some responsive views on different screens. Um, let me see. Let's go back. So let's go to create accounts. So these are create account. Not actually bad, not that bad, but we already know we need to fix some stuff. That's a we need to do actually some changes on it. So so that works. Go back again. Okay, this works. Um, so the issue we're having is the UI layouts on smaller devices. So, but that we won't touch that today. So that will be maybe next time. But let's go ahead and hook this up to Firebase. So that's what we are going to do right now. Hook this up to Firebase. So close this off. Um, um, Close this, and we go ahead and run this on iPhone 13 Pro Max. We should have here. Run that over there, and also so that there we go. Resume. So it's previewing it on 13 Pro Max, which we have right here too. So create account. There we go. So right now I want to be able to kind of like be able to log a user in using this email field, um, password field, and also the password field, and then be able to kind of like activate this stuff. So whenever we are tapping a password, it checks to see if the password is 8 characters and includes a special character, something like that. So tap on this. So tapping on this should actually close this down, but for some reason that's not working yet. Let's do this. Tap, close this down. So let's see what we did on our login screen that we didn't do there, or that we need to do there. Let me scroll down. Okay. So yeah, in our login screen, my brain is already being fried out. Um, so there we go on our login screen. So it's did something like untap gesture. Okay, untap gesture hide keyboard, where we created. Okay, we'll just move that to our content view. So if we move it to our content view, so basically we're able to use that right here with no error, and then we could just call that same method in our sign up. So that should be called right here. Untap, untap gesture, call a function. And we could test that out, run this on our simulator, so we can be able to see that and test how that works. So tap on this, there we go. So if you tap on this, then you tap anywhere, it closes. Tap on this, and you tap anywhere, that closes. So that's basically what we want. It loses focus. Yeah, so that's working fine. So let's add a Firebase to our app. My God. So there we go. Right here. Okay, we should go straight to our dependencies. Open this up. Go search for Firebase, and you can actually get that. Why is this always done? Come on, go up, up. So fire. I think I had this one opened up. Okay, there we go. So we close this. So yeah, GitHub. So you go to the Firebase section, Firebase repository on GitHub. Just go ahead and copy this. Once you copy that, you're going to open up your S code and type that here. We are using our what's it called again? S code package manager, and that's Swift. Yeah, Swift yeah, Swift package manager. Yeah. So we are trying to add up to the next major version and add it to this project and just click add package. So I'm going to wait for this to kind of like run some stuff. Okay, okay, okay. So we're having some package resolution errors. Cancel. Let's say we want. Let's go back. So here we go. And okay, this Facebook, not Firebase. Okay. Like we made a mistake. So this Facebook, not Firebase. Firebase iOS. Search for Firebase iOS. Okay. Sorry guys, I just figured out the font size of the Chrome is too small, so I just zoomed it in so that you guys could see it more. I think this makes sense now. So let's go over and say the GitHub. Yeah, so Firebase iOS SDK. So that's what we're looking for. Copy that and over here replace the Facebook one with it. So there we go. And we want up to the next major version, which should be 9.3.0. So we have 9.3.0, and that's 5 days ago. You just go ahead and add that. So you can get a Firebase from Firebase repo on GitHub. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a seat. So it looks like this kind of like, yeah, I think the last time I tried it, it takes some time. Okay, that's good. So you could just go ahead and add what we need. Um, we are going to still need app check. We might add it now. Let's add it. Because, but we are not going to need it right now, but we're still going to lead it to the app if we are to push the app to production, which is what we are looking forward to. So we have the Firebase Analytics. Um, to add that. Let's see what else we need to add. Yeah, Firebase Auth. Um, Firebase database. No. Firebase Firestore. We need that. Firebase functions. We don't need that. App in-app messaging. So I have in-app messaging. We could just leave that for now. Firebase messaging. Firebase performance. No, we're not going to add that. Firebase storage, we need that. Firebase storage combine. Firebase remute config Swift. No, we don't need that. So we have the auth, Firestore, and Fire storage, the storage, and maybe we could add the database, but I doubt that we need that right now. So we just add these ones for now. Just go ahead and click the add. So I think that's done with okay, so let's first of all go ahead and so right here, so here we are. We have another folder, just say so in our auth screen. Okay, in here, create another file, a swift file. I want to call that um, call that with controller. Let's add that. So there we go in here. So we can just start implementing our Firebase stuffs. So first, let's go ahead and import Firebase auth, which is this, and then write so in our content view, yeah. So in our content view, from we are going to init what happened, why the error. Okay, so we have import and we have Firebase. Right here, we're going to init Firebase core. Now we're going to say we don't need parameters right here, so we're going to just say Firebase app dot configure, and there we go. That's all we need. Save that. Because this is kind of our first entry point of our app. I think it's best to do it here, or we could actually go ahead and do it in our app file. So you can actually do it here. Let's move it from here to here. That's going to drag it out. Okay. So move the import to here. So yeah, that fixes that. And then we could just head over to our auth controller we created here. I'm going to create something we're going to call auth so okay, well, we need to call that a class first, or a structure. So a class, the class name, like I say, auth controller is going to inherit from, this is going to be an observable object, so that we can actually listen to it. So we're going to have at published variables. So I have at published. So first one we're going to have is current user. Of type Firebase user. It's going to be optional startup being new. And the next we're going to be check if the user is logged in. Um, so we forgot our var keyword there. So var this is going to be called is user logged in is logged in started being false. And let's see what else we need to do. Okay, under there we have another private variable, private to the class, another var. So that should be var called a handler, which is equals to auth, 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 dot add state the change listener. So a listener so, into that is. So we're going to have another stuff. Create a current user. Current user type user. So basically we are going to use this to return our current user. It's because we made this, so we won't return this directory. So return okay. Actually we could return this directory, but if we don't want to return this directory, we could actually make this to be private. Yeah, so sorry for that, for the misunderstanding. So if we remove this private keyword from it, we could actually return that directory. We could just call it directory. That's what I mean by returning directory. But if we add a private keyword, so we can't just access it. Okay, so saying return, we can just say it's access. We can't just access it. To access it, we also created this variable right here that we are going to use to return our current user. And if it's null, we are going to return user, whereby we have the UID to be empty and the email like this. Okay, we just return new. But it's no correlation that will cause an error, not that will throw an error. We can do that. So we just return the user. So if then we could just use if statement to check if this is null. Let's see. So this is optional and can be null. and we could say let's see how we could just return maybe passing a user. Um, I would actually use the first unwrapping, but the issue with that, um, so we have to, if you use a no coalescing, so we have to pass in the default value. Um, then if you force unwrap it, then you have to kind of like while trying to use it, you have to kind of like check if it's not null. And let's see which we can to rotate. And some practice for now. Um, but we have to be careful how to use it. So below it, so you can just have our init uh, inside our yeah. So we're going to initialize our handler. Handler, I'm going to say is equals to auth dot auth. Uh-huh. It is changed listener to listen to the auth. And again the user. So say auth user in. So we're going to go ahead and start using that in our callback here. We could just say if, so use an if let here, if let user is equals to user. So if it's kind of like not empty, so we assign that. I'm going to say self our private current user field is equals to equals to user, and self dot logged in is equals to true, and let's say we can say else self. So that means if the user is empty, the user property return is empty. So you can just say else dot underscore current user is equals to new. Because we already say it should be optional and we assign it to new. So since it should be optional, you can actually assign it to be new. And self dot is logged in equals to false. There we go. Down below here, so we have a function. So I call this sign in with email and password So the parameter right here is going to have, um, let me see what we want to do with it. So you could actually, so because right here in our sign up, we have the two test field. We have the three test field where we have this will be for the email, this is for the phone number, and this is for the password, right? Yeah, that's it. So so you could just go back to our auth controller. So sign in with email and password. So right here, I'm going to have email, going to be a string. I'm going to have a password, which is going to be a string too. And next, we're going to have phone, and this is basically going to be a type of int. Um, do we have to return anything? I don't think we need to return type, so we don't need to return because we don't need to return anything. So right here, so what we could do here in our um, let's click on a published whatever here for our error handling. So I'm going to say var has error, set that to be equals to false at the moment, and error message, head code of the error message to var say error message is equals to, can be empty at the moment. So right here, and this is the asynchronous function, and we could just say okay, say has error right there, set that to be false. I could just use do while do cache. So do cache, and you have to wrap our statement in a try since you're going to cache an error, and cache path to cache the error, and so throw in an expression, you just say try await auth dot auth dot sign, so sign in with, so this is the one we're looking for with email. Now we're looking for the one with email and password. So go ahead and use this, and then we could pass in the email. Also right here, we pass in the password. Okay. No, we don't need that. I'm gonna save this, and then for the cache section, we are going to say has error, set the has error property to true. If it has an error, so you're going to say set the has error, set that to true. The error message, so we could get that. So self dot error message should be error dot localize description. So that would be our error message. That's for sign in with email and password. And so the phone number, so we could actually do something here after this try cache. So we could just go ahead and um, so for now, let's just leave this way so that we just only sign the user in for now without creating the user credentials. So we have that. So we can create a sign out. So the sign out, we're going to say call that sign out. Doesn't need a parameter. We don't need to return anything, but it's going to be an asynchronous. And since it's an asynchronous in the body, we're going to do the same, almost the same stuff we did here. So we'll say has error, set that to false. And after that, so you do cache and try await. Await for auth, auth sign out. So this basically shows that's why we're using try await. So the cache pattern for now, there's over here has error, set that equals to true. And right here we could just say we can just keep this constant, because always use self over there instead of using self and over here using any other stuff. Just say self dot error message is equals to error dot localize description. I think that's it. Okay, another waiting on that. So try. So let's see what else we need to finish that. So for now, let's just test this out on our sign up screen. So right here on our sign up screen, we're going to have an observable object. I'm going to set that to be, let's say, auth. For our auth controller is equals to what is it saying? Okay, not observable, but observed. Observed, yeah, I think that's the correct spelling. Observed object. Yeah, so that will show the error, show an error anymore. So right now we can just say get hold of this. Since this number test field has a binding that we could go get hold of. So there we go. Test field. Just say our password. So our password has it. So you can just copy this. Go over here and let's say the state variable we have here, convert that to, okay, we already have something similar. if that right here. Okay, we could actually fix that error by similar way, this way, and so this is how you initialize a add binding. So that solves the issue. So it's giving us an error statement. So yeah, so binding tag, not just a string. Um, no, so binding of type string. So that will close the error that we're getting. That's fixed. And I'll fix that one. Let's see. Okay, go ahead and remove this. Right now in our sign up screen, we could tap into this by saying this email field. So you could just create at state bar, and there should be email text that have been empty string. And so right here, go ahead and use it for that email text. There we go. And the next one we have the phone number text field, which we see how we did here. Okay, yeah, so we have a binding, so we could just tap into that. Where is it? And we call that test. We could just tap into the test property. We say phone. Are we getting the phone as a test? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So you could say at state the phone number that being empty. Go ahead over here and use the binding right here for the phone number. There we go. Save that. So it's complaining paths to these that takes no arguments. Okay, see, okay, I think we got something wrong. So over here, since we want to get hold of these, we want to get hold of the, uh, let me see. So our phone number text field, right? And right here, which is there's a text field, which is here. So you can have init state. So if you just say create a binding, copy this, close it, put a binding on it. So just say binding. Right here, you're going to say phone number. So phone number, that's going to be type binding of string. Okay, and we could just initialize it this way. So that should be phone number is equals to phone phone number, this one. There we're going to go here, so don't need to touch this. We're going to have an error we have to fix here. Hold of that, it is constant, and we're going to pass in an empty string to it. We're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. And then we could head over to our sign up screen. Think you save this now. Replace this with phone number. Yeah, that will remove the error. And there we have password field where we have this. So I think those fields are now kind of like taken care of. Let me see, there's one more stuff we need to do. I don't think so. So we could just say when someone taps on this button right here, so you can just go ahead and call the auth controller, sign in with email and password. Sign in with email and password. The email is basically the email text, and the password is basically the text. Just name this to make sense. You can just say password test. So our password test, email test, phone number. Yeah, just put it that way. And so there should basically be password test. Go ahead and save that. Let me see. Okay, what happened? So we have email. Okay, we have email test, phone. So that should phone. Password, that should password test, and phone should basically be phone number. Go ahead and save that. Okay, yeah, my bad. So basically we should go to our auth controller, make this to be a string, and now if you come back again, that issue will be fixed. So you have to hit your command and save S key to fix that issue. Well, okay. No, back to phone number. Okay, so we have this issue. Let's do we fix that? Um, so let's go back to our auth controller. So we need to mark this here. But right now we need to figure out So the issue we're having is that we can have um, let's go back here and fix that. The type of the function that should be auth button. There we have the action, so that should be async. We need it right way. Yeah, the function is done. Let's actually it. So we can find the function of type. Let me see. Let's try if we got this working. So basically, I'm using a task function to call this function because we can't call it directly in here because this is requesting an asynchronous function. Okay, guys, I'm just trying here. So let's try using that. Hopefully that works. If it doesn't, we go ahead and see how to fix it. So what did he say? See if we are having any more errors that we need to deal with. Let's try this. Okay, we have an issue. Do we? Okay, still building. So let's wait for this to be finish up and to go ahead and test what we did so far. And hopefully we get, why did it fail? Oh my goodness. Okay. Thought we fixed this. So we did it. Let me just get hold of this. So that should be email test. And go ahead and use this right here. Email test, and this should basically be password test. Yeah. So go ahead and fix this one. So use finding, that should be email test. And there we go. We have our password test. Save that. Um, let's try this one more time. Let's try again. Failed. Uh, on this. Don't tell me you're failing again. Okay. Let's wait. Did it build? Okay. So we kind of like have. Okay, so we have an issue to deal with right now. So basically, our app cannot find Google Service info plist, and we need to add that. So how to add that? Open your, open this up. Go to your Firebase console right here. We go ahead and create a project. I want to name this. Um, I want to name this bakery. So we got a bakery app. That's the name of our app. Please continue. Continue. Um, our project is creating. So let's just give it a time to finish up. Okay, project is ready. Continue. And so these are project homepage. Go ahead and add. Um, so right now we are all building for iOS. So um, our app bundle ID. For now, we could just go ahead and okay, we could get it from here. Sign in capability. Yeah, so sign in capability. Copy that. Um, Paste that right here. And here we have app nickname optional. Um, okay, we don't need to add that. Register. So you could go ahead and download this. So go ahead and download that. So added here. Next. So we already did select SDK version, show the Firebase libraries we want. So we already did this part. So basically we have done this, use this, and get all those stuff. Next, and then the SwiftUI. So basically this is how to use it with SwiftUI on your app. So you have to use Firebase core. Yes. Okay. Okay. What if we go ahead and use their own implementation and remove the one we used? So you can use that on our app file or app this navigation view. So right here on our app file, where is it? So there we go. So here's our app file. Um, Currently, right now, we are using this init ID to initialize it, but from Firebase. Let's go with this method, import Firebase core, and then we can go ahead in here and paste this one, paste that. I think there's it. Save. So make sure there is no error. We're not getting any error right here. And we downloaded this, and let's see what else we need to do. So we just added this as a class, which ends here. Go ahead and click next. Continue to console. Here we are in our console section. Go ahead and add authentication. Once you add authentication, go ahead and get started. After that, so right now we are going to add email. We don't need emailing, password, dress signing, not now. So go ahead and add this. So we are testing with this for now. And go ahead and minimize what we have here. Go back to auth. Okay, before we do anything, go back, open this up, your Finder up. Okay, I think I figured it out. And that should be no download. Yeah, so this is it. So hold on it and drag this and put it in here. And there we go. So basically I'm going to add that here too. Okay, so there we go. So this is our info Google service info that was really requested. We could go ahead and build the app again. So there we go. Here we are with okay, the app is on. So let's go to the next screen. So create, click on this. So I think we have an issue right now. What's going on? Okay. Let me see. Because we changed some stuff. Let's try using this. No. So right now our button here kind of like needs so it's no longer working when you are tapping on it because of the stuff we changed in this auth button. Let's try going below here and creating a function. Try calling the function there. It's just for testing. It returns nothing. and the body just prints out something. Use that in here. No. Um, yeah. Do the app again. Okay, so that's not getting any heat. The button is basically not getting any heat. Um, I think that's due to what we have here. Yeah, but it's going to show some error. So right now, if we go over the sign up screen, it's going to show an error right now, right here. Yeah, I know that. Let's go ahead and copy this. Try this one more time. If it doesn't work, we're going to go our browser to search for the fix to that. Okay, so say print. We draw the app again. Okay, go back, create, tap on this. Okay. Okay, it did work. So print, sign up. Okay, let me see. I know this is going to throw an error, but I want to search for the error and how to see how we can fix this. So yeah, in Google browser, paste that in, and right there. Okay, we could have tried this, do try await and do something, but we already don't want to cache the error here. We're trying to cache the error in the function we created right here. This function right here. And so I have task to try. Okay. Well, so we still have to gotta try doing it this way. So async. Okay, we already do that. So I think I have to use that in fruits and SwiftUI as this one. So okay, yeah. And one way to do that is to use task await. Okay. 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 So basically, what we did previously. Let me see. It's right there. We use the same method, which is basically the task await, which is basically this. Okay, let's run the app again. Try doing registering our user. See what we get. So we are here. Let's just say, okay, there we go. The phone number, we could just say password. For now, we just randomly anything that we want. Close that off. So let's try using the login button, which is what we have here. This button right here. Just go ahead and hit that button and clear this off to see what we can find. So we got some errors, and let's search for this. It's the longest string. So basically nothing happened, and we got an error. Okay. So this the person got the same error and was able to solve that. Was able to solve that using this. So let's try using the same method used right here. Let's go and comment this out. So dispatch our main async on the main thread. Go ahead and use this inside here. Save. Makes sense. Okay, I know. That doesn't make sense. Work. Async code function that doesn't support concurrency. Okay. So we still need to do more session. So we're calling async function from SwiftUI button. So we have this right here. This action task await. Okay, let's try this one more time again. So we have our button type asynchronous and returns a void that we initialize in here in our auth button. So right here in our auth button, so basically let's copy this. There we go. Here's this. Let's use there. Okay, yeah, fix that. And next, so similar to what he did here. So I have um inside a button the action path. So the action is wrapped like this. So we can see in here, at this button, we have a task that adds a with action, it's a function. If you look right here, look here, you see we have um, the same stuff going on here, and so action is performing task through task. Okay. Okay, I think that might be the reason why we got the first error. So right now in our sign up screen, um, so in our sign up screen, we can just use it this way by adding a wait at the back of it. So you can just move this. So I wait. No, just remove this part. And save this. And right now in our login screen, let's see if we need to fix something here. Okay, that's our login screen. That should be auth landing right here. We have this, okay, combi next screen. Go ahead and review this. Hopefully this runs this time around, and okay, that works. Okay, that worked. This worked. So let's go ahead and type in email. So say Kelvin at gmail.com. We have phone number 05036 Password can just be any random text combination of different stuff. For now, just close this off, and now let's hit the sign up button. Okay, we are receiving a lot of errors right here. Okay, see what that says. Okay, let's try this. Um, yeah. Okay, let's create account. Still got the same error. Okay, looks like we need to try. Um, Come on, let's see what can help us with this problem. I did mark it with that main actor, but so performing an action on a main queue. If that's the case, so let's try wrapping this. Wrap this. You see, not this. Just try wrap this. Um, right here inside the Spark main queue. So on the main thread of the UI, hopefully if we turn around, run the app right one more time, this turn around and try this, that we don't get the same error. Um, so since we are having this inside the dispatch main queue, which is the main thread of the UI, so these are being called. Okay, so let's see. So auth and try adding a value here, test here. So you have Kelvin. You can actually say, okay, right here, if we set this down below here, we could just print to see if we have an error. For now, later on, we could have a way to display the error in the UI, but now let's print the error message in our sign up method. Okay, save here. And because this is inside the project, you save to target its property independent, so you save dots. I'm gonna like stop it, yeah. So go and we run this again. Okay, so let's say have this. Let's type Kevin at gmail.com. Okay. I think okay, let's do one more thing. Let's print this out. I think there's possibility that we're not actually passing these data. Um, let's use string interpolation on it. Just say email, comma, slash, password, slash, phone. Go ahead and review that. So I think that might be one of the reasons so far that we are, whenever you're clicking on this and it's kind of like hitting the error section, the cache section is caching an error. So let's be fast with this. So we have Kelvin So I have Kevin right here at Gmail gmail.com. So just type in a random number. Um, Password. Just any random text. Since we're not using any password validation for now, just do that. So go ahead and hit this button. And if we look, so you can see, so it said record. There's no user record corresponding to this identifier. The user might have been deleted. And we are printing the email, and we are printing the phone number, which is this. So in that case, okay, this should be signed in. So they're not actually signing in, they should be signed up. Um, should it be? Let me see. So signing with password. Um, okay, so that's a mistake. So that should be create user. Try this. So user with email, password string. So this becomes the result to us. So this choose. So you can have this. This we can have a completion handler if we actually use this one right here. Let's try using this first one instead of this. Keep this way. Just comment it out. We are going to try that later on. But now let's go ahead and say create. Try with this. So we pass in the email, pass in the password. Go ahead and save that, and rebuild our app. Okay, I'm hiring. So you pointed out something that zero in number phone. Actually, kind of like I'm passing I'm saving the phone number as a string, so I'm not actually saving it as a number. So zero can be in it. Um, yeah. and I just want the full number like that. Like let's say if you're any country you have, so you have your country code, which will start with a plus, let's say +1, and then your full phone number, and then we save that as a string in the database. Maybe let's say later on in the app, we want to kind of like deliver something to you. We need your phone number to call you, so we can use the phone number with the country code to do the calling. So that's basically why I'm kind of like saving it. So I don't know if that answered your question. Did it? Okay. Let's go back into I think we reviewed the app, right? We did. So let's try this one more time again. Kevin at gmail.com. So scroll fast, scroll. So just random character from now until start or like doing some password validation. So this is acceptable for now. Um, to save. Did that work? So let's check. Okay, that worked. So finally, we are able to register a user in our Bakery app, um, Firebase database, and yeah, so there's a user Kevin Onaru at gmail.com and registered today, created, signed in, and there's a user ID. So we could verify that our create user is actually working. And if there's an issue, this is being displayed to us by using this dispatch queue.main async on the main thread, UI thread. So since iOS kind of suggested this, and we kind of like did a lot of digging and searching for us to figure out this is what we have to use, and I'm really happy that I was able to kind of like go through that with you guys. So it's actually the would I say yeah, well regular day as a developer, and almost every single say within every single minutes writing code, you always kind of like fix some errors. You might know it, you might not know it. So it's always left to you to kind of like use the developer space and community that's been provided free to us. Um, on Stack Overflow, many other places, just search for the answer. And also once you kind of like get hold of the correct answer, uh, what you think should be the correct way to do something. Then another thing is to kind of like read through it and kind of like see to understand what this is actually doing, why you got this wrong, why the error was existing before, and kind of like thinking through it. So from the where we got the answer, so it was kind of saying that for us to make any updates to the UI, so we have to kind of like run the code on the main thread, like do the updates, I publish updates in the main thread. So on the main thread, we have to use the dispatch.main.async to get access on the main thread and run the code or logic you want to run on the main thread. And actually the way to fix that issue. And basically, if you have to actually run this path, I think this will also throw an error because we still need to wrap it with dispatch. So that's it. And again, back to our auth button section. So we kind of like went through some hell here trying to debug this. So from what I came across and what we got as the answer, we need to kind of like wrap an async function with task. That's how to do an async and await in SwiftUI. And if you are kind of like passing a custom function, let's say as a parameter to the button, so you have to wrap this. The return type has to be async return void. So this has to be the return type like this for you to be able to use it right here. So that's it. But if you're not doing an asynchronous work, you don't need this. You can actually just remove this also and just return type of void. So that's part of the whole stuff we went through today. And let's see if there's something else. Yeah. So also we kind of went through creating a Firebase database for this tutorial. Maybe I'm thinking maybe we could actually switch over to um, Superbase. Let me see, Superbase, or we could use AWS. But is that really, do we really need to use AWS? That's another stuff. But I think we could, because we are currently using Firebase in one of our projects. We could try Superbase. What? So this is it. Yeah, so this is it. So Superbase. So we could actually kind of like try Superbase in this project. We could continue with Firebase since I'm kind of like working on starting React Native project very soon, as you could see here. So we'll be working on React Native tutorials. I won't call it tutorial because, like I said, what we are doing basically, we are trying to build a full startup app or a app that can actually be used in production, and we are going to ship it to anyone to use it and access it at anywhere. So that doesn't, for me, it doesn't fit into normal tutorial stuff, and also kind of like a collaboration stuff where I comes online and actually need you guys to kind of like we kind of like interact and go through some stuff, something like that. So um, yeah, that's it. So we could actually think of maybe switching to Superbase or just keep it at Firebase for now. Maybe the React Native app will be on Superbase or some other database or Node.js. We could even think of Node.js or something like that. So um, is there anything else I'm missing? And also, the React Native app is actually something cool and amazing. So you guys should look towards to that. So I think that's it for today. So we were able to kind of like accomplish one of the main stuff. So we were able to finish the sign up screen, and we were able to register a user on our Firebase from our SwiftUI app. And our next episode on SwiftUI, so we'll be basically kind of like getting all this to work, working on the login with Google and login with Firebase with Facebook, and then no, sign up with Google, sign up with Firebase, and back to login section, login with email and password, login with Google, and login with Facebook. So that would be it. So yeah, I think that will be what we'll be working on the next episode. And yeah, so I think that's it for today, guys. So thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate for everyone that joined today. So thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next episode of any. I think the next one will be maybe Flutter. Because we just worked on SwiftUI, so the next one will be Flutter project. Yeah, looking forward to working with you guys on that. Thank you guys. So we'll be signing up right now. Not signing up. I'll be signing off right now. Um,
Falling from heaven, all over the star. Hear you calling for me. Hear you calling me on. I used a pill that's hard to swallow. All my demons scream the echoes. And I'm cleaning blood of a bathroom wall. Affection heart and a shattered soul. Lazy.